Premier Mark Brantley has accused the Nevis Reformation Party of launching an all-out attack on the healthcare system on Nevis, responding to a recurring claim by NRP that the CCM-led administration failed to operationalize kidney dialysis machines purchased under NRP's term in office. The Premier described it as a political gimmick and one without a plan.
I am hearing this constant alarming story being put out there on behalf of the NRP that the former minister, Hensley Daniel, the former Minister of Health and Deputy Premier, who apparently spearheaded the purchase of these 2 dialysis machines, that he had a plan. He had a plan. They said he purchased a whole turnkey operation that came, that some man, a Mr. Gardner, was supposed to come, that they were in advanced discussions with Mr. Gardner to come to, I guess, control this dialysis center with 2 machines, bring nurses, I suppose, from the Virgin Islands where Mr. Gardner supposedly is, and then Mr. Gardner is going to train people, and Mr. Gardner, and this whole plan was surrounded on Mr. Gardner. Well, I have said it publicly before, and I say it now again. When the CCM got into office in 2013, and those machines arrived on April 1st, 2013, I was the new Minister of Health, and I asked the obvious question: where was the supporting information? Tell me, has anybody been trained as a dialysis nurse in Nevis? Answer: no. Do we have access to a vascular surgeon to put the shunts in? Answer: no. Do we have the services of a nephrologist? Answer: no. Do we have anybody trained to treat the water, handle the water system? Because if the water is contaminated, people will die. Answer: no. All we had was 2 machines that showed up.
According to Brantley, there was also discrepancy between what the machines cost and what was paid. In addition, he said there was little to no records on the plan to be implemented and to sustain the dialysis unit at the hospital.
When we did the costing on those machines, what we got should have been no more than just around $65,000 US. But the records will show that we paid just over $225,000 for what we got in 2013. I say no more on that, except that we may want to inquire what the rest of the money was for. That's what we got. We had no supporting infrastructure for dialysis when the NRP purchased these 2 machines. And this mysterious Dr. Gardner, who was the person around which, according to their story, everything revolved. I have said before, and I say now again, I found not one single scrap of paper, not one email. One would have thought that if you're putting something in place so important as dialysis, as the NRP claims they were doing in 2013, that this was something so absolutely critical that they had a plan for, that you would find some documentation in the Ministry of Health, that there would be some emails perhaps between the minister, the PS, Dr. Gardner, somebody, you would find some trail. No. Instead, we found a trail with somebody who was purchasing this equipment, and there are some connections there that I will not get into tonight, but we might need to get into if they continue down this road.
Brantley challenged anyone from the NRP to bring forward the plan they said they had to establish the dialysis unit on Nevis. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.